Hi everyone, it's Karen, and I'm back to share this beautiful doily and lace book that I have finally finished creating. This is one of my last year's projects that has been ongoing and then got put away and just never got finished. And I am on a mission to finish up projects that are sitting in my to-do basket. And so she is finally finished. She's a gorgeous 4-page doily and lace book. She features teddy bear digitals and lots of laces from my stash of things that I've been hoarding. The 4 pages that she is on are a crocheted by me, and you can see them on most of the pages. I left them visible, and it's a white yarn, and then they are held together on the side. This is the binding that I decided to do, and I used this beautiful cotton crocheted lace and tied it through the pages and then put a loopy flower on each of those. So there's 3 of those, and then in behind I tied not really holding the pages, but more as an accent. I've got this light pink velvet ribbon that shows in between the cotton lace. And then you can see the pages have some pink and some cream and some white laces and trims on them. This is a ruffled organza and satin trim. This one is a pink organza trim with a bit of a silver butterfly imprint on it, and this is a white organza and satin trim on this page, and this page has laces, 2 different laces, 1 on each side, and the back has some lace as well. So that's where you get all the yumminess inside. The very center has 2 pockets, and I'll show you what's in those pockets when we get there. The bottom is dangles, loads of dangles. There's at least 2 dangles on each side of every page. So on this side there'd be 2 and 2 on the back side, which leads to 4, which for 4 pages leads to, yeah, a lot. And I've also added flatback pearls and flatback rhinestones onto the laces as well to add more sparkle and more interest. There she is from the side. Yummy, yummy. And I'll show you the back after. Let's start out the front. This pretty little book is going to be for sale. Information will be in the description box below. And at the very end, I'm going to show you the add-on gift with purchase that I made to go with it. So first page, the front cover, is just loaded up with wedding appliques, laces, flatback pearls. This is wedding applique here, which I've added sequins and little seed beads onto it, and I've added some rhinestones here. And then around the actual image of the 3 little girls, teddy bears, all dressed up with their little pink roses, is a flat trim with little flowers, and it's added some tiny little flatback pearls in the middle of those. I've put one of my little beaded butterflies on the front here. The bottom is just loads and loads of laces. Let me just bring her up so you can have a look. This side, there's some of the leaf trim lace. Of course, some of these laces are from Angel Dream Crafts Kim, but a lot are from my stash, and some I've had so long I don't remember where they're from originally, so I can't tell you that. This is a trim that I've had in my stash for a long time. And then this is another trim I've had in my stash for a long time. And this one I backed it on itself so that the other side shows nicely on the back side of the page. And then it has this beautiful organza and satin ruffled trim around the edge. So that's the front page. Page 2 is a flower page. And these books were very popular. I don't know if they're as popular anymore, but I think they're absolutely beautiful. They're very tactile. Anyone who receives one, there's lots to touch and feel and textures, and they're just so pretty. And I still think they make just the most amazing gift or something for yourself if you love that kind of if you love this kind of thing. There you can see that the one doily that I have crocheted, and then the pink organza on that one, and there's the little silver butterflies on there. And then I've did a multi-layer flower on here, so it's got some crochet bits at the back to give it to create sort of this bottom piece. And then I've got another lace here that I have tri-folded, and then that one adds some fullness by doing the tri-fold, and then some pink trim around that, and then another white lace doily in there, then some of this pretty organza trim that I have in my stash that's like it's organza and netting. It's really pretty. That's tri-folded as well. Then an applique and then a beaded center with the pink pearls on it. And then I've done two little flowers here by putting layers together. Again, a layer of lace with a layer with a flower in the center and a little applique or a little flat back, and the same on this side. Then a pink bow in the center. This gorgeous bling is from Angel Dream Crafts Kim. I just love her bling, and it looks so pretty there. And then the gorgeous lace dangle, and then some of my favorite dangle pieces as well in there. And then the organza that's around the edge, of course, goes right around the whole thing. You see it here coming out. This is the white actually from the back side of the page, and then you've got those lovely dangles that are on the other side. They show through, and I've added some little rhinestones on the center of two of the trims at the bottom there. So everything looks beautiful, whether it's on the back of the page or on the front of the page. You're still getting a gorgeous look about it. This is page number 3. This is another beautiful teddy bear image. The little girls are in green dresses with pink accents and the little pink roses. Lots of cut pieces of lace, leaves, and flowers all around the edge of this image, and flat back pearls added on. This is a gorgeous lace gathered around the edge of this one. It has the sequins, tiny little sequins and pearls all embedded in it, and that is ruffled all around the edge. And then this gorgeous dangle here at the bottom, and then another dangle here, which is the peacock dangle, but then I've added onto the peacock dangle, I've added a little bit of a feather dangle to give it some more interest. And I love doing that with trims, is blending them together so that you get a whole different look. And I've added some flat back pearls and rhinestones onto the bottom of that page as well, onto that trim, to make it even prettier. It's already pretty. And then on this one, I've added this little beaded pink, soft pink beaded bow. So that is the 3rd page. And there's pink, cream, and white are the main colors in the book. This is the center of the book, pages 4 and 5. And these are 2 pocket pages, and they each have little journals in them. This one is a gorgeous little fabric mini. So it's not a writing journal. It's, again, just a pretty little thing to look at. And this was created with inspiration from Grace and Lace on YouTube. She just recently did a video on creating these little books out of lace and using pins, and she used a lot of vintage lace in hers. I don't have a lot of vintage laces, but I have pretty laces and I have appliques, and I used beads and sequins that I hand sewed on to accent this little book. A pin on the side holds all the layers together, and I put some beautiful lace through there. And I put a little dangle off the side of that pin as well. And then there's some applique on the front and another trim here that had the beads on the bottom, the little pearls, but I added sequins and more beads onto it. The tops are all coming, they're little pieces that are added onto the pins that are in the book, and they add all this beauty up top and then some at the bottom as well. I'll just give you a quick flip through. That's the front with lace and that pretty organza mesh sparkly trim I have. This is a gorgeous piece of just pink lace page. Then we have another lace page, but with some applique slow stitched on there and some pink sequins and beads. And then this makes like a pocket page. I've put the pins top and bottom to create the part of the pocket. This creates this side of the pocket. And then I chose to do some stitching down this side of the pocket rather than putting another pin in. My pins are quite a bit bigger than what she used in her tutorial. And so I didn't want to put a third one in because it seemed like too much. So inside here's just some little sparkly flat backs. And that's, you're supposed to have something fun on the in the little pocket. And then on this page I have this gorgeous charm that's from Kim's shop on that piece of lace. This is another pocket. It's been stitched. There's this pretty fabric and lace on the other side, and a little applique that I stitched on here with some knots and stitches. And then here's the other pocket with lace, and this little one has some more little acrylic pieces and some little flowers inside of it. And then I put little tiny sparkly beads on the pins as well. And then this is a pretty piece in the center, and I tied a little bit of pink lace on the very center of the pin there that goes through, that holds it all together. And then here's another pocket page, and I just tied a piece of this pretty sparkly fabric on the top of this page, and then you can see through the pocket again and the lace there, and there's a little cabochon in there, and I think that's all that's in that pocket. And again, the pins have the pretty little beads on them. And this is the back of that pocket. And again, some French knots and some pretty bridal applique. This side, lace page, I made some little butterflies out of another trim and put some little tiny 11 seed beads on them and stitched them on with some pink embroidery floss. And then you can see the stitching on the back of the page there. And then this is another little pocket, and this one has some little flat back pretty little flowers in it as well, and you can see them a little bit through the lace, and it's got, of course, the lace is not tied onto the pins again, and the pretty beads on the pins, another piece of that pink lace, and then the back of the book is the same as the front. French knots across there. They're just so adorable, and it fits so pretty in this pocket. So here's this beautiful page. It has this gorgeous lace on the back of the page, and then a lace trim all around the edge, flat back rhinestones and pearls, some acrylic pearls and rhinestones right across the top of the pocket, some pink satin bows with little doodads in the center, another one of my beaded butterflies, and more lace that creates this gorgeous pocket. And then the bottom, of course, has all the dangles going on. We've got this one again that was on the front. I've got another piece of it here dangling down with, of course, some pretty rhinestones and some pearls on there. And then there's the back side of the lace from the previous page. And I added some pearls onto it just to pretty it up as well. So like I said, front and back, it still looks pretty. And then, of course, this little beauty fits in this pocket so nicely. So that's that page. And if anyone's interested and wants to see the pages more detailed, I can take more photos and send them to you if you want to see them. This page is another pocket page, and it's created with this gorgeous lace that has these florals here, and then it has this drop-down piece, which is just so pretty. I've been hoarding this one a long time, but I finally used this last bit of it. I always loved this lace so much. I had more of it for sure in my stash, but I've had this last piece left. And I put some little white acrylic flowers in the center of the lace just to add more detail and, again, texture. A lot of these books are all about the feel. I mean, if you closed your eyes and went through, there's so much to feel and touch. Gorgeous butterfly on the outside of this pink lace pocket, all decked out with flat backs and some cup chain and a large acrylic piece in this, or rhinestone piece in the center, and then this gorgeous lace around the edge of the page, this one here, so pretty. And then this is a organza and satin one that's around the outside of the page. And then there's a pocket, and that same sort of soft pink lace is in the back and in the pocket as well. And in this one, I created this little flip journaling place that you could do some journaling in if you wanted. So the little teddies are on the front of this one. Hearts from Kim's shop that I cut out of the fabric. And then she opens up. So there's lots of pages in here. And I've stenciled on the pages with a light pink ink. And I've added some little bits in here for interest. There's the little boy teddy from the digital line. I thought he was so cute. I wanted to add him in there. And pieces are falling out from the other side. And then a couple little tuck spots in case you wanted to add some little things of your own. Then you get to it flips, and this is the back page, but then it's the front page of the other side. So I've made it so it can be written on both sides. Here's the other side. I had these little tags tucked in here. Again, just for added journaling or fun. A little tuck pocket created here. And there's a little thing tucked in there. And a little heart paper clip just holds this piece on this side, which is actually a little envelope. Cute little envelope that you can put something in, or you could journal, put some secret journaling inside there. So that is in this pocket, and she's super cute. Doesn't matter which way you put her in, whichever way you want. So that is that page. And then the last two pages before we reach the back, I have this gorgeous page, beautiful teddies in their little dresses. This time they're pink, blue, and green. And this is a gorgeous lace I've had in my stash for forever, and I loved it. And so it's around the edge of this page. And then this other pretty lace around the image. Beautiful pink applique that I had, that I cut up and added in here, and some vintage, this is for sure vintage crocheted lace that was on an old pillowcase that was all hand done, and I cut it off and I rolled it and made it into a rolled rose. And it's got this done in the variegated pink colors, which were so popular, you know, back in the 70s. I'm sure that's how old that was. And then a gorgeous lace on the bottom here again. And then I added some pink ribbon in behind because I added a second layer of dangle behind that to just, again, it just gives it more fullness and more texture and more to look at. And then just a little bit of acrylic trim in there of the little flowers with the rhinestones. And then you see the back side of the peacock trim from the previous page. And then up here, I did another one of my little beaded butterflies has been added here. And then on this page is more of that gorgeous vintage crocheted trim on here, and some of the beautiful heart and mesh fabric that I've gathered up and tucked in behind the image. Some of this beautiful trim that I've had that used to be readily available. Now you can hardly get it, or you can get it in bigger sizes, but not this. This is the original one in the pinks and whites, and I've put that around that. Had that in my stash, and I've used the last little bit up around that image, and then added in some flowers cut from laces and added in some flat backs in sort of a sparkly pink. Down this side is another lace in this beige color, and I've added the little hearts from the fabric, fussy cut them out and put them in the centers. And then there's another lace in behind this one, just lots of layers, just beautiful. And then that same lace that's down the side here is in the back here, and this time it has some flat back, has a couple flat back pearls in it. And then the bottom of this one has another one of the pink beaded bows. And then some of that gathered pink and pink heart mesh fabric, more of that lace, the same as what's down the side. And then a beautiful dangle on the bottom, which was created with two different dangles. This one cut from one lace and then added on top of another dangle here. Another pretty one, and that makes up the two on that page. And there's a little bit of trim, acrylic flat back trim in between there as well, little diamond shapes with a little bit of rhinestone in there to add some sparkle and interest. So that is that page. And then the back, you can see the beautiful ribbons and ties on the side. The back of the page has this gorgeous lace that has this iridescent thread through it. And then I've added a gorgeous applique, beaded applique on the back. It's a floral and has leaves that come down on either side with some bugle beads on it as well, and seed beads and a sparkle thread. So it's just a real statement piece on its own. You can see another doily that I crocheted in a white cotton lace is on the back here as well, underneath the applique. And then some bridal trim up here with some sequins and beads, some bridal trim here with sequins and beads, a soft pink trim in the background, again, just to add with the layers and the colors. And then a piece of it hangs down as part of the dangle. And this I have sewn on little tiny seed beads, 11/0 seed beads, onto that. And this piece here is part of the applique, has some little flowers with sequins and seed beads. And then I did a white butterfly on this one, and all I sewed on the little light pink sequins and the seed beads and these little acrylic pieces in the middle of her to create that upper piece. And then the back, there's underneath this pink one, there is this lace, which is also in the book, creates part of one of the pockets, that's here. And then of course you can see the organza, and then you see the back side of the peacock trim from the other page. And I added some cute little sequin and pearl little flowers onto the tops of here. And then added on top, under that, I added these little pieces of trim that I had that kind of look like little ladder pieces. And then I also added some sequins and beads hand sewn onto the bottom of those. So there's some gluing and some hand sewing in creating this book. And there she is. There you can see her from the side. She stays closed really nicely. The ties on the side, it's easy to flip her open, easy to lay her down. She's got, she's got quite a good height on her, but she is super, super pretty. And I had one of these little teddies in my drawer. I had done one before, and I thought, oh my goodness, this has to go with this book. So this is what you get with your purchase. You get the teddy bear as well. She's fully decked out in a layered dress of the white lace with the iridescent thread in it. Some beautiful white sparkle tulle underneath, which sticks out underneath the dress. And part of that pink applique that I used in the book, there was one floral left. I used that on the front with a little bit of an acrylic in the center. Created the top of her dress with a satin ribbon lace with the pearl embellishment on it. And then give her a beautiful pink pearly bead necklace with these gorgeous these are actually little buttons, and I have attached them onto, from their little pieces on the back that you would sew them onto something. I've attached them onto her necklace to give her a little floral necklace. She has a fancy little bow in by her one ear with a little pearl in the center, pearly bead. Underneath, I created her a little pair of pink pantaloons with some other lace trim. These are all hand sewn. Everything is hand sewn on her. And then the back of the pantaloons, I added this gorgeous lace that I had in my stash, a piece of it. It's all bubbly kind of, but it looks sort of like ruffles, and I thought it looked so cute, and added the little bow on the back, and then more of that other trim at the legs. And then, well, she wouldn't be complete without shoes, so she's got a pair of the mesh organza type fabric, and they're tied on with some pretty ribbons, thin ribbons, and then a tiny bit of lace in the front to create the front of the shoe. And then the back of her dress, I just added this gorgeous pink ribbon and a little piece of bling. So she is as cute as a button. She's definitely not for a child. There's choking pieces all over her. She is definitely for an adult or someone older that knows not to pull the pieces off, because she's got lots of things on her that would be a choking hazard. But she's super cute, and she goes with this gorgeous teddy bear lace and doily book. And like I said, if you're interested, there is information in the description box below. I hope you are all doing well. I am heading off for a surgery tomorrow, and will be busy with rehab for a while after that to get back to crafting again. But I have done some other projects, and I may, if I feel up to it, put up some videos with some things that I have also finished off that were in my to-do pile. And so that you may see some videos up from me, or you may not. And when I'm back, I will see you all then. Bye for now.